The first time I saw Frances Ha was at Telluride, and I think it was one of the first screenings, and so I went in with no expectations at all and no sense of what it was. I remember feeling this feeling of kind of overwhelming delight and this unmitigated joy watching a movie, which I hadn't felt in so many years. And it was so amazing to be able to get lost in a world like that. And it was really strange to me recently watching it again and watching it, a few more times to realize that the film is actually filled with this penetrating loneliness, which I somehow didn't come away with the first time. It's something I don't think I've ever seen on film. And that it's something that's very familiar to me and very human, but I haven't seen anyone perform, which is, it's like we see Frances' inner monologue about her own behavior on her face as it's happening. The challenge of that, like a character that's deeply inhibited, but you have to be so kind of uninhibited to play her, and you're giving voice to that inhibition and that commentary. There seems to be like such room and freedom and spontaneity in the way you move in the film. If you're creating a character that's totally original, which probably doesn't happen very often, where I felt when I was watching it, there's nothing derivative about it. I haven't seen this character before. I certainly haven't seen this kind of character before, and having no sort of man in the picture. No. It totally makes sense, because it is just something where you realize somebody kind of went out on a limb and didn't really have, a geography to follow or, a map. It felt to me like it is like unbelievably uncomfortable when it begins, but then you kind of get lost in her world. And I feel like that's maybe the experience of the film, which is why it might be bleaker on the page than it is in fact, is that you get kind of involved in her point of view so much, or in the beauty of what she's saying, or the joy, the little moments of joy she's experiencing, that you kind of lose sight of the big picture or something, in the same way maybe she does. I don't know. I feel like intuitively, as an audience member, it makes sense. Like you feel that progression.